See you next week. Stosey and Russell.
Yep.
If you had to mark yourself out of 10, what would you give yourself?
About 4 or 5, to be honest.
4 or 5. Stosey, if you had to mark yourself out of 10, what would you give yourself?
4 or 5, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the person I'd like to keep in the brigade is Russell. Stosey, you're going home, but you did very well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was all very exciting, so I've taken that back with me.
Cheers, Bobby. It's just speechless, really. I'm very, very happy. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight.
Starting shortly on More 4, Morgan Spurlock's series 30 Days, and a devout Christian lives for a month as a Muslim. On Channel 4 next, the amazing children caught in the middle of the adoption process in Wanted, New Mum and Dad.
He was a boy wonder.
My name is Robert Evans, and I'm Senior Vice President of Paramount Pictures.
A producer with a winning streak as long as the sky is high.
Dr. Hill, there's a plot. I know that sounds crazy.
He was living the dream. But if you live by the sword, you know damn well you can die by it. This is his story.
That's the picture, ladies and gentlemen.
The Kid Stays in the Picture. The Monday event at 9 on More 4.
Did you know you can find whole grain goodness in every cereal from the Weetabix family? Weetabix. What are you made of?
Lovely. On the inside.
Baby, borrow something blue. Not too old, but not too new. 'Cause you're heaven sent from above. Ain't it lovely just to be in love?
Lovely. The new fragrance from Sarah Jessica Parker.
For Christmas drinks with a twist, try adding a chunk of stem ginger and a squeeze of lime to Sainsbury's Cava. Cheers.
Some things get better with time. At Orange, you can get 10% off your line rental after the first year, growing to 25%.
We were told it would be a walkover. Man walks between precipices. No one knows the rottenness in him until he cracks, and then it's too late.
Do not shout! Do not run! And for God's sake, boys, do not bunch!
My darling, au revoir.
God forgive us all.
The Lost Generation season begins with The Somme, Monday at 9 on 4.
John Travolta stars in our film premiere Domestic Disturbance in an hour. First, a decision fraught with emotion that will change children's lives in our adoption series, Wanted, New Mum and Dad.
Oh, MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm they had some chickens. E-I-E-I-O.
This is a film about the bonds between brothers and what happens when you have to break them.
I am going to have new parents. Have we found them yet? For Mum and Dad.
Robert and Scott are in foster care and need adopting. But to get them the new parents they need, they may have to be split up.
Santa Claus is real, Scott. Or not? He's alive.
Deciding whether or not to separate siblings is one of the hardest decisions a social worker will have to make.
Where's my brother? My brother. Mr. Simon.
I really struggled with the prospect that we were even considering separating them. Sibling relationships really are the longest relationships that people will have.
For Robert and Scott, it's a decision that will shape the rest of their lives.
This is my brother called Scott. My name's called Roberts. And he has a big fat ear.
And where do you live?
At Leslie's house.
And who's Leslie?
Leslie! Our foster carer. Got really nasty to me because he's just squeaked off.
Robert, you answer. What's your answer to that question? Is Leslie nice?
Yeah, Leslie's really, really nice.
Scott, stop it. Then how are you two together? Do you argue a lot?
Come in. Can I have a run with Robert?
Come on now.
Oh, really?
6-year-old Scott and 7-year-old Robert were taken into care a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, you made it. Well done. Your turn, Scott. Look, I'm going to have a go with him. Go. You made it!
Robert is ready to be adopted, but Scott's behaviour has been causing concern.
You all right?
The boys were given the news that they would not be going home to Mum. Robert cried. He wrote Mum a letter, which he didn't post. He didn't need to post it. And he said his heart was broken. And we all had a few tears. It was very, very emotional. And Scott just acted as though we hadn't said anything. Couldn't process the information, couldn't come to terms with it at all. And that's what we think has set him back.
I normally have chocolates when I'm touched, but not every single day, because I'll be naughty.
What did you do?
Be naughty.
What did you do that was naughty?
At school. You know in my book.
Oh, right. Why didn't you want to come out of assembly?
I wasn't in assembly.
Oh, did you not want to go into assembly?
No. Well, I was in the toilet looking myself up. Laying on the floor trying to get sleep. Well, I couldn't. The light
Get to
was on.
sleep?
Yeah.
Why did you want to get to sleep?
I split the boys. They were sharing a room, and very recently I separated them into separate bedrooms. And Scott then, because he didn't have Robert there to tell on him, Scott found that in the early morning he could get out and take things. So I discovered that he'd had bags and bags and bags of sweets and biscuits. He's a great one for sneaking things out to school, and he is so imaginative in his ways to do it. He actually smuggles cars out in the front of his shoe. I mean, his foot must be cramped. How he walks, I don't know, but he does it.
I'm not going to my mum's ever. Not ever.
Did you kick that bit there?
No, I did that. And I've broken a light bulb long ago, and one day I didn't break it. When I threw the toy, it didn't break. It just hit the roof again about the break, and it went off. He gives me a headache. He argues with me. Last time when we went in the car to go and get Vicky, he bitlessly punched her, trying to headbutt her at the back of his head, and he punched me on the mouth, and he whacked me on the tummy. He's horrible to me.
Why?
He pushes me a lot.
Robert and Scott's needs are so different that one family may not be able to cope with them both. Even so, the search begins for their new parents.
Have we found them yet? My mum and dad.
Fancy an early Christmas treat?
Basted turkey joint, roast potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, 2 veg, all the trimmings, and a raspberry pavlova, all for £10 at Iceland.
She surrendered to the seductions of the rainforest and suddenly was taken to a place she had never been before, immersed in ylang ylang, ginger, passion flower.
Yeah!
But But she was not alone. Dazzled by the sensuous beauty of her hair, he whispered gently in her ear.
Where are my socks?
In the drawer, next to your loincloth.
New Herbal Essences Rainforest Flowers. Unbottle your wildest fantasies.
Herbal Essences.
To celebrate the launch of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Lenore is giving you the chance to win a family trip to New Zealand, the location for the magical world of Narnia. Lose yourself in your wardrobe with Lenore. The pleasure's all yours.
It's a beautiful day. Feeling so fine.
Blackberries, blueberries, blackcurrants. Discover the irresistible tang of Special K purple berries.
It's a beautiful, oh, what a beautiful day.
New Special K purple berries.
Discover Hobbycraft and open up a world of inspiration with everything you need to be creative all under one roof. You'll find great ideas to make beautiful cards. You'll also discover all the art materials you'll need to express yourself. And with so many creative activities to choose from, Hobbycraft is sure to inspire you. Hobbycraft, it's a world of inspiration.
There's only one priest in the world willing to persuade the citizens of Lundwood, Yorkshire to do the unthinkable.
Church? I've been at church for 40 years.
Rather sing me a karaoke. How far will he go to get people through the door?
I am looking for a live donkey.
Priest Idol, Monday at 8 on 4.
Zip over.
Oh, who's going to sit in the back?
Well, I don't know.
5-year-old Tommy was separated from his 4 brothers and sisters a year ago when they were all taken into care.
Do you know who we're going to see today?
Yeah.
Tommy,
Yeah?
Guess who we're going to see today?
Who?
Your brother.
David.
Yeah, we're going to pick David up, and then where we going? Gina's got 2 loaves of bread in the back, and we're going to feed the...
Sheep?
No, quack, quack, that's it.
Quack, quack.
Family support worker Jean is part of the team looking after Tommy and his brother David.
It's a bit sunny, and I found somebody's sunglasses at the back.
They must be mine.
And can I wear them?
Of course you
Because
can.
the sun keeps getting in my eyes.
Well, go on then, put them on then. On top of your normal glasses.
I got yours. Oh, your glass is a bit wibble wobble. You should get some more browner ones because I can see through these ones.
Well, they're pinky, are they? Wait till I stop and have a look. Because David will want a pair now, won't he? He'll want to look like you. Tommy, look.
Normally, Tommy and David only see each other every 3 months when they have supervised contact with their parents.
How often do you 2 boys see each other?
Not very often.
Come on, because we
Tommy and David and their 3 other siblings are all to be placed separately for adoption. Finding one family for all 5 would be almost impossible, and they all need individual attention.
Okay, do you want to say goodbye to Tommy then, because you're going now? David, do you want to say goodbye to Tommy? Do you want to say goodbye to David? Because you're not going to see him for a little while.
I'll just bring some leaves.
Say goodbye.
Come on. Bye.
Say, Donnie, do you want a hug? Hug.
Oh,
that's nice. That's lovely. Kiss. Kiss. Good boy, well done. Okay then, so you take me out on the holidays, yeah?
Tommy and David interact with each other in quite a destructive, negative way. It is vital that if we can place siblings together successfully, then we would seek to do that. But we have to acknowledge that there are times when that's not going to be possible due to the individual needs of those children.
Tommy has been in foster care with Pam and Stuart for 5 months. He had 4 previous foster placements, which all broke down because of his behaviour.
So you thought that David, didn't you, lived with Mummy and Daddy still? Do you remember? Yeah.
And David asked me if he
said, did you want to go and live with him, didn't he?
Yeah, and Annie said yes.
They do attach. It's not particularly good attachment.
Him and David particularly, he doesn't talk about any of the others. No. In fact, sometimes he can't even remember their names. But David you can, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When David and Tommy first came into care, they had few social skills and their behaviour was out of control. David still has a big problem with discipline.
David's looking for new Mummy and Daddy, isn't he? What are you doing?
Are you staying with Pam and Stuart forever?
Yeah, ever.
No, you're not, darling. Do you remember what we talked about?
I'm going to go to a new family.
You are going to go to a new family, and what are those family going to do? Do you remember what you're going to call them?
Mummy and Daddy.
Mummy and Daddy, yes, that's right. They're going to take you on an aeroplane.
Will it pick me up or down?
Oh, hopefully both, darling.
Will it stop his engine?
Oh, no.
If it stops his engine, I will be in the middle of nowhere.
That's right. He needs to keep his engine going, really, doesn't he?
Yeah. Biscuit! I'm trying to wake Biscuit up.
Pam, Tommy's foster mother, has bought him a hamster so that when he's adopted, he'll have a companion to move with.
Yeah, he wants to get back in the house. He's not letting me. He's not letting you pick it up. So let's take the lid off. Pam, if I put my hand in there, will he chew my hand?
It's okay. Look, it's okay. Just don't squeeze him, alright? Because he won't. That's it. When he first came, Tommy used to hit his bits, rip the wallpaper upstairs. We didn't know really how to cope with it. But actually, he, as the time went on, he settled in here and he's got a lot better.
Pam's husband, Stuart, has also become very fond of Tommy.
That's the express train. Just put the extra... Tommy, just put the express train round the track. Look, here, look. See how quick this one goes round. Ready?
Yeah.
I can see why they haven't put Tommy and his brothers and sisters together. When he comes back from contact, he will tell you that David was there, but he can barely remember the names of his brothers and sisters. And I guess for social services to find adoptive families for 5 children altogether is impossible. So they stand a better chance of going on their own. You sure? He does ask a lot about when is he going to his forever family. He's got this idea that it's going to be a permanent mummy and daddy for him who are going to love him for the rest of his life. He knows he's not staying here. And it must be very, very hard for him.
And that's like, you know, if he goes to stay at my parents or your parents, he's like, well, am I going and I'm not going to see Pam and Stuart again? And we're like, no, we're coming to pick you up later.
And he said, bye-bye, Pam, I won't ever see you again. And I said, oh, sweetheart, no, you're coming back. I'm not leaving you here. And he said, oh, I thought I was going. So he must play on his mind that every single week, is he going to go?
Oh. Because it's an express train, they go ever so fast. Oh. Well, he'll crash.
Tommy's brother, David, lives in another foster home a few miles away. Social workers aren't convinced he's ready for adoption yet.
Do I look handsome? Thank you.
Oh, hot, but I haven't got hair. And that's what all magicians have. They have a magic hat. Doesn't matter. I can change myself from a person like this to a different person. And I would do it with just a wiggle and a twist. Just so I could never twist. I live in the dawn.
bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. And you can't see me now because there's smoke all in front of me.
David has been living with foster carer Maria for 5 months.
I can't read.
His longest placement so far without it breaking down.
Wonderful. Well done. Okay. I think that's probably enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Can I look it? I'm a good chef.
Oh, definitely.
But I'm a very small chef. Little chef.
Little chef.
I've got too much left now. Put that on it. Do you want me to lick this knife?
No, definitely not.
So this is what I'll do.
Okay, I'll have the knife. He was very, very loud. He used to shout everything, didn't you, David?
Yeah.
And he would run all over the place. But we don't now run all over the place
I'm a
indoors, do
maniac.
we? You were a maniac, yes.
I was, well, first when I came here, I said, what was that, what was that?
That's right, and you didn't used to look at anybody when you used to talk to them,
No,
did you? Well, your eyes would be flitting all over the place looking for the next conversation, wouldn't they? And whilst you still do that, it's not as bad, is it?
No.
No. And you've learnt lots of rules, haven't you, since you've been here?
No running, no walking, no talking.
I like the no talking bit.
I like a family with their brothers and sisters, but not older ones.
Not older ones. You'd like smaller ones, would you?
Yes, the older ones are annoying.
Are they?
Yeah.
Would you like it to be very, very soon?
Yes, very, very soon.
I think so.
If David can maintain this good behaviour, he could go forward for adoption soon.
Come on then. Okay, Tommy. Okay, that's great. Cheers then. Thanks a lot.
His brother Tommy already has a family interested in adopting him.
Is this it? Tommy's home school book. They haven't wrote in your book today.
Oh, wow. Were you a good boy?
You must have been a good boy.
Yeah.
Tommy can't be told yet, but Pam is preparing him for moving on.
What would you like your forever family to look like?
I don't know.
Who's that?
Me. And after me, you can do you in your pink top.
But I won't be at your forever family house, will I? This is forever family house. Shall we draw a mummy and a daddy?
No.
You don't want a mummy and a daddy?
I do.
What do you think we'd better draw one for you?
Yeah. You can draw one over there.
Okay, what do you think mummy and daddy are going to look like? What colour eyes do you think mummy will have? Red? Green? Brown? What colour?
Brown.
Brown? Do you think she's happy because she's standing next to you?
Yeah, but I'm just going to do is
Okay.
hurt my mouth a little bit.
Proper
Like
smile.
laughing.
And mummy's laughing, is she?
Yeah, she's
Oh, because she's happy, isn't she?
Yeah, she's happy. When am I going to go to my new family?
Oh, soon, darling, soon. But not just yet.
Does it take a long time?
It does take a very long time, yeah. Because they have to find someone who's perfect for you and who's going to love you.
Ooh.
So what colour top has Mummy got on?
Pink. Yeah, you like pink.
I'm always wearing pink, aren't I?
Oh. But boys don't like pink.
No, they don't. What colour eyes is Daddy going to have then?
Blue.
Like that?
And what about a tongue?
And a tongue, okay.
And I want Daddy having a beard too.
You want him to have a beard?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Me.
That's you. And who's that? Do you think that's going to be your new mummy?
Yeah.
And who's that?
Daddy.
Is that going to be your new daddy?
Oh, my bear! No!
Although social workers think Robert is ready for adoption, his brother Scott may need extra help before he's ready.
Yes! Do you want to punch you in the face? No. I want to punch you in the face anyway.
Children who've had a troubled background often struggle to make attachments.
They don't want you to love them. That's not what they want from you. And they're going to do everything in their power to stop you from making that bond. very, very poor self-esteem, and they don't feel they are lovable or worthy of love. And they don't want it, because it's scary. These children like to be in control. It's about power. And in order to love and be loved, they've got to let go of that power. And trust somebody. And that's something that they've learned not to do, not to trust. If you don't love, you can't be hurt, can you?
You did it. There you go. Turn sideways. Oh, you're very hot. Do you want a drink?
I don't want to drink for dinner.
You don't want a drink? You're very hot. No. You sure you don't want a drink?
That means I'm not going to share my Tic Tacs tomorrow with Sammy.
I'm not going to share them.
Because she wouldn't let me have a good one, so... Well,
Lindsay Darnbrook has been Robert and Scott's social worker since they came into care.
I can race you all the way to Northampton. I've been good. I went to where in the cake.
She's been agonising over whether the brothers should be split up.
Have a look at this.
Nowhere. They'd had the same life together and had never lived apart, but obviously experiences are very different for children, and they'd sort of had some different treatment. They are very, very competitive little boys, and you know, a lot of brothers are. There's only a year between them. But their behaviour was certainly very different when they're together as when they're separate. Some people who knew the boys really struggled with the prospect that we were even considering separating them.
Oh, goodness me.
That's something that I was struggling with as well, that we were even considering this. Every time I drove to work, I changed my mind. My view changed every day, really, about whether they should be together or not. And every time I saw them, I changed my view. So I just certainly didn't feel that I should make that decision on my own.
An independent consultant was brought in to make the final decision.
Daisy, Daisy, let's get busy. Izzy, Wizzy, let's get busy.
She took over the assessment completely, and certainly my understanding from her is that it isn't very often that she will recommend that siblings are separated. But in this case, she did feel quite strongly that their needs would be better met if they weren't together. It's not just about their needs being met better individually, it's about realistically finding a placement which would be able to manage both of them, and you know, giving them a chance, because you know, there's a chance that it would break down earlier if they were together.
Santa Claus is real, Scott. I know. He's alive. Scott, you're always a good maker.
It's felt that the boys' needs are best met in separate placements with a good amount of contact, because the sibling bond is very important. So Robert, they are now looking for an adoptive placement for. Scott, we feel at the moment isn't quite ready for adoption, and the view at the moment is to look for a possible therapeutic placement for Scott.
Therapeutic foster carers have special training and work on a one-to-one basis with children, but places on this scheme are limited. Now the decision's been made, Lindsay will have to break the news to the boys.
With Tesco,
I thought that Scott would be very pleased that he was moving. He took me completely by surprise, because in reality he didn't. He climbed on my knee and just put his arms around my neck and just held me, just hugged me for about 5 minutes, which was really quite strange for him. And then he kept telling me that he was going to miss me and he'd need lots of hugs and kisses when he went, which really kind of tore at your heartstrings, really.
A bit of gel at the shoulder, yeah, and then just gelled.
go camping again, you're going to get another woman for yourself.
That's lovely.
It's Robert's 8th birthday.
You're next, Lindsay.
Oh, well, I'm going to come back to no. And their baby's smart enough.
Scott is moving in with new foster parents Steve and Jenny. They're part of the therapeutic scheme Scott needs.
You remember when it was Scott's birthday and he only had 3 presents?
He will move in 2 days' time. David is not being put forward for adoption as his behaviour is getting worse.
If you are violent at school, you will not be going on holiday. The choice is yours. Who makes the choices?
Me.
You. Nobody makes you do these things. You decide. So you have to decide if you want to go on holiday. Okay?
Yep.
And how have you lost your treats, David?
Sorry? Sorry? Yes.
By hurting people. That isn't good.
Who have you been hurting?
Maria. Teachers at school. And who else?
And a little boy, didn't you?
And why do you think you do it?
Don't know.
David, like most children in care, lives a long way from his school. Social services provide transport, and it's on these trips that he's displayed some of his worst behaviour.
Oh, God. Oh, no. David's kicked the escort. They've refused to bring him back. I've only... Damn. Well?
Not a very good day.
You're absolutely right, David. It is a very bad day. Right. Shoes off, coat off, bags put away, upstairs, pyjamas, please.
Okay.
When you've got your pyjamas on, David,
Yeah?
would you like to come down and discuss what's happened?
Yeah.
I really do feel that David does need a therapeutic placement. That may mean residential. And it's not something I like to advocate for children at all. I just feel that, you know, I'm just going to be somebody else that's let David down. I really wanted this to be David's last place before he went to long-term family. Sorry.
For David's brother, Tommy, things are looking brighter. A couple have seen a video of Tommy and want to adopt him. Today, Andy and Mandy face an official panel who will decide if they are suitable parents for him.
Can you describe to us what it was that really connected and drew you to Tommy?
Well, obviously, firstly, he looked delightful and he was a bit cheeky, but at the end of the day, when you watch the videos, and because obviously we watched it after that evening as well, there's definitely like this sensitivity within him, which for us would need to be within our family.
He does react badly to change. But how are you going to cope with this particular problem? Because it may cause quite a bit of difficulty.
We've discussed this at length. We've talked to his carers and teachers, and we've come to the same conclusion that it needs to be done very gradually and a step at a time with great caution and care being taken. We don't want to rush it. We just want to take whatever time's necessary for everybody concerned.
Yes. Can I take it that everybody feels that this is a very suitable match? So we have a unanimous agreement that Tommy should be matched with yourselves, and I'm sure we would all wish you the very best.
Tommy will find out about his new parents in 2 weeks' time, and he could move within 5 weeks.
Is that good? Yeah. That's wonderful.
Tommy's brother David's behaviour failed to improve. His foster placement did break down, and he's now living nearly 200 miles away in a residential children's home in Kent.
I still feel that David should be in a foster placement for us to do the work with him, and he's now 150 miles, 200 miles distant, and it's very difficult for us to coordinate that sort of work.
I didn't feature him on the project last night because I felt that he needed obviously time to stabilise him.
So he'll be reassessed with a view to actually trying to plan him back into a more local placement, so we don't drift too much. He's far too young to say we've lost the ability to adopt him.
I agree.
The little boy that I saw is somebody who is engageable, has an awful lot to offer, and is not someone I want to lose to residential care or hopping round a dozen different foster placements before he's an adolescent, and it's just we've got to avoid that.
David is the youngest of 9 children in his residential home. All have had failed foster placements. Angie is the manager of the home.
I thought it was tidy, look. It doesn't need...
I'm impressed, David. It is
I thought it needs hoovering, look.
It's tidy. It doesn't need hoovering. Well done.
That one's already got a name, Lucky.
And is he lucky?
Yep, and I had Tigger, but he's bounced off.
What about him?
Kangaroo.
Well, he would bounce, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't really want to escape.
The first 2 weeks of David being here, he displayed every antisocial behaviour that you could ever see in a child as small as David. He was abusive and at school, but now he comes running in and he says, I haven't been excluded in the back room for 5 minutes today. So he's obviously maintaining it well.
What we need to do now is make some decisions about parental contact.
Yes.
Have I got everyone's agreement round the table that we need to have one final goodbye contact for parents and make it very clear that this is a goodbye contact because of where the children are?
What we want to be saying to Mum really is we're a goodbye contact because actually they're going off to their new mummy and daddy.
They're moving on.
Who is this for?
This could be for your mum and dad.
Jackie, look, you could put that there.
Tomorrow, David and Tommy will be seeing their parents for the last time, although they will continue to see their brothers and sisters occasionally.
You've got to make one for Tommy.
And then another one, another one, another one, another one.
Yeah.
And over and over again.
That's it. So you have to think, what would Tommy like on his card? He's like a butterfly.
Two stones at once.
Go on then. One in each hand. 2. Careful. 3.
Tommy and David had their final contact with their birth parents yesterday. The next time they'll see them, if they choose, is when they're 18. For now, their only contact will be through letters.
Why'd you got to say goodbye to Mummy and Daddy?
Because I won't see them.
Because you won't see them.
So you're going to say goodbye to Mummy and Daddy, didn't you, yesterday? Then Jean came to see you a long while ago. We said we're going to find you a new Mummy and Daddy, didn't I?
Yeah.
Would you like to see some photos of your Mummy and Daddy?
Yeah.
Your new Mummy and Daddy?
Got a beautiful book here, look. And that, what's it say there? Tommy. Hello, Tommy. This book is about us, your forever Mummy and Daddy.
That's your forever Daddy?
Andy.
And do you know what? Their house is really, really special. Do you know why? Because it's got no stairs.
Have they got a lift?
No, they haven't got a lift.
Have they got an escalator?
They haven't got an escalator.
What have they got?
Yeah, it's on the same...
What's upstairs?
They haven't got an upstairs. There's no upstairs.
Do you know what they're called? A bungalow.
I'll tell you what, we'll go out tonight and we'll have a look at some bungalows, shall we? We'll show you that there's no upstairs. They have no windows or nothing.
Will my new mummy and daddy be there?
No, darling, because lots of people live in bungalows, not just your new mummy and daddy.
Tommy's introductions to his new mum and dad are going well so far, and he could be moving in with them very soon.
Pam sort of introduced us as Andy and Mandy, your new mummy and daddy. And from the word go, he was calling us daddy and mummy, and we were sort of flabbergasted, really. He wanted a daddy and mummy, and he wanted to call us daddy and mummy, and we were thrilled, really.
Oh, that's really lovely.
Mummy, can I take a photo of Harry's car?
Like the car. And when we went to leave, he put his feet in Andy's shoes so Andy couldn't go. And he was walking around in Andy's shoes, and from then on we thought, he wants to come.
Sit down there.
We're going to get some silly ones.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, it's got to be Daddy's knees.
Quite a nice one of Pam.
All of a sudden, your life had been sort of turned on its head, and it wasn't just the two of you anymore. There were three of you now, and it was sort of stressful but enjoyable. He really seems to want to be here with us all the time and have that stability of knowing he's with his forever mummy and daddy, as they say.
There you go. You're blowing bubbles, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You did that the other day with your milk and it went all over the table, didn't it?
Daddy, can I watch Monster Inc. in here now?
Scott is settling into his new home. Steve, Scott's therapeutic carer, is trying to help him work through his hurt feelings.
It's lovely being with Scott all day and doing lots of different activities. It is, you know, sort of from the minute he gets up to the minute he's in bed, he's on the go constantly.
Why is it?
On Friday, Scott moved to his new placement. It was obviously a very difficult day for everybody. Robert was very, very tearful. I think Robert sort of acknowledged and understood the significance of the day and that they wouldn't be living together.
What, can you swing like that? No.
Robert has mixed feelings about Scott's departure.
Go on, a bit higher.
Pardon?
A bit higher. What happens if I tickle you? What happens if I tickle you? What happens if I tickle you? What makes you sad?
Scott's gone.
Yeah.
And I won't live with him ever again.
That is sad, isn't it? And what makes you happy?
Scott's gone.
Scott's gone? Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got its good and its bad side, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a week since the brothers were split up, and they're about to have their first meeting.
Is he not there yet?
No, he won't be there yet.
Missed him so much. I was crying to tears when I didn't see.
You were very upset, weren't you?
Yeah.
But it was a sad day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you
But I
understand.
calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
He's not there. So how is he going to
He is. He's here with Bev. They're walking here now. But we don't know what way they're going to come from.
Where's my brother? Oh, my brother, my brother.
At last, the year's biggest movie is now even more powerful on.
And Channel 4 celebrates with a season of films all about music. From the Rolling Stones to U2, we mark the moments and the people who made music history.
John Peel's the most important DJ of all time.
The season continues with The Who behind Who's Next, tonight at 11:40 on 4.
Where's my brother? Oh, my brother, my brother. I'm with Bev. Bev, we're over here. My brother.
It's brothers Robert and Scott's first reunion since they were separated.
Thank you. All the way to the seaside. Today, Scott can have a cuddle because I've missed you so much. Oh, goodness.
Oh my goodness, that was a brilliant one. Away from the bottom, good boy.
They told each other they loved each other and they'd miss each other. And they gave each other little photo frames which said world's greatest brother on it, with pictures of each other. No doubt there is a bond. Seeing them today is lovely. I mean, obviously they're still pushing each other over and doing their usual. But, you know, they played quite well together today.
Robert and Scott will continue to see each other once a week. Tommy moves today.
Tommy, what's happening today?
I'm going to my new family.
Are you going to miss us?
No.
No, not at all. We're going to miss you. Ever such a lot. You're going to come back and see us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you miss playing here?
No.
You won't miss us at all?
No.
Won't you wonder where we are?
No.
Life is going to seem very, very empty without Tommy. Very empty. It's going to seem very strange without you. We're going to have to try and sort of think who we are again as a family without Tommy. It's going to seem so strange. Isn't it?
Run short, really.
Yeah. It's always going to be somebody missing. Hello. The realisation he's ours today. Yeah.
In 3 months' time, Andy and Mandy can apply to adopt Tommy, although the full process could take up to a year.
Yeah, I can't get you.
Hey!
Here we go! If you find anything missing, you know, just give us a call, won't you? Where's your clothes going?
All right.
He's got it sorted, yeah. He'll organise you. Bye-bye.
I'm sticking my head out the window.
Listen, you be a good boy for your mummy and daddy, won't you?
I will.
And I will see you again. All right? Because you're not coming back to stay with us anymore. You're going to mummy and daddy's house now.
All
right, darling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But we will see you again.
Bye. Right. Get a kiss and a cuddle, Tommy.
Yeah.
Come on, then.
Have a nice holiday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye, Poppy. Oh, bye.
Bye, Tommy.
Bye-bye.
He's not interested, he's gone.
Help, Simran. The train's running away with me.
It's 2 months since Robert and Scott were split up. Their social worker, Lindsay, is confident that she'll soon have suitable adopters for Robert.
What's it like now that Scott's gone? What are the good things and what are the bad things?
The bad thing is I miss his cuddles, and the second thing, you have peace, I have peace.
Is there anything else that you miss apart from the cuddles?
Not that much.
There isn't that much. And what does it feel like when you go and see him?
It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Never birthday.
Scott will stay in his therapeutic foster home for up to 2 years. Hopefully, he will then be ready for adoption.
On reflection, I feel the decision we made to separate Robert and Scott was definitely the right decision. I do feel very confident that we have made the right decision for the boys. I feel comfortable that we've acted in their best interests. My dream family will be
nice, sensible. Having other children as well. I've got a brother and sister. And have a dad who would never go away from the house and not have an argument. And
what would you like your mum to be like?
Very nice.
What would you like her to do for you?
Make biscuity bolognese.
David has been in residential care for 3 months.
When I asked for assessments to be done, I was asking the psychologist, is this child capable of living in a family environment? The answer was, yes, he has a lot of therapeutic need, but is somebody who, with the right foster placement, the right therapeutic foster placement, could thrive and could live within a family setting.
Northamptonshire Social Services hope to have the right placement for David soon.
Tell me about your last contact when you went up to Northampton. When you last went up to Northampton, what happened?
Had fun.
Where did it happen?
Where did it happen?
Yeah. Did you go to a big room somewhere?
Yeah.
And who was there?
Who was there? My brothers and sisters and my parents.
And what did you do?
Play and have fun.
Did they give you anything?
Yep, lunch.
Do you think you'll see Tommy when you're older? Do you think you'll be friends with him when you're older?
When I'm older, I might get a car, put him in it, take him to a pub.
A month after moving to his new home, Tommy has begun talking about his birth parents and brothers and sisters.
Wow! Tommy, like when he's reading a book and he'll say, that dinosaur's missing its mummy. I think he was just trying to tell us he has another mummy and daddy and we need to know about them. And of course, once I'd said that, he said yes, and that's when the balloons came up, because he ran off, came back and said, I know what we could do, we could send them balloons.
No, here.
I just say, what, Daddy's chair? Shall I turn it round for you?
Yes, please.
So who are we going to send these to, Tommy? This blue one. Would you like them for David?
Yeah.
What have I got to say to David?
I miss you.
I miss you. You, Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay, next
Whoa.
one.
Wow. Mummy, they're trying to blow up. Stay down here, naughty balloon.
Okay, shall we do little sister now? Yes?
Yeah.
You don't realise how much you want it until you've got it. It's lovely, and it's just being there for a child who needs you.
Tommy wants to send messages of love to all his birth family with these balloons.
All together?
Yeah. Okay. Go! Let them go.
Hold on, Mummy was holding it. You do it.
Go! Ooh, they're both tangled together. Oh. I wanted to keep them balloons.
Well, they wouldn't have got the message, would they?
But if there's a bird flying for them, and if they put their beak in it, they will pop and they will go down. Oh, Mummy, they're being little birds now because they're smaller.
Do you still see them?
Yeah.